Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's the guy Panama Fargo, and I'm back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown, man. And today, what we got to talk about, it seems the Las Vegas Raiders offense has a big problem going into the season. So we definitely got to take a deep dive into that. And at the same time, the pads come on today. So we definitely got to talk about what we look forward to seeing from today on, right? Live bullets flying. So I'm happy to be back with y'all, man. Had to handle some business, but I'm happy to be back talking that Raider football. So without further ado, man, let's get this theme music cracking. Let's get into it.
As a young guy, I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports.
Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Like I said, you're watching another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you're tapping on the like and subscribe button and hit on the little notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that I got dropping, man. Like I said, first day pass today, man, and I'm very excited to get into it. Had to handle some business for the last couple of days, but you know I stay on my Grizzly, man. I've been doing my research, seeing what's going on in training camp, even though I ain't been making videos, right? So the first thing we got to touch on is, what is the problem coming out of training camp? And if you've been paying attention to the beat writers on social media, the YouTubers, even people writing about the team, you know, that are at the training camp practices, you will see there is one glaring problem that is constant throughout everybody, you know, that has been at training camp. And that is the concerning deep ball factor. Okay, whenever we're talking about Jimmy G, whenever we're talking about Davante Adams in the passing game of the Las Vegas Raiders, right? When it comes to the good things, you see that Jimmy is very accurate in the short to intermediate routes, right? You see that his timing is getting better. You know, I've even seen a couple videos where you're seeing Jimmy G's footwork, right? You're looking at his footwork as a quarterback, very clean, right? It's super clean. But the problem that I've seen constantly throughout, you know, everybody's analysis of this team is that when the Las Vegas Raiders choose to take a long shot or they choose to take a shot play, deep ball, right? They're struggling right now, okay? And that's been a constant throughout. A lot of beat reporters have been saying the same thing, right? That the Raiders right now are struggling when it comes to their deep ball accuracy or just, you know, the deep ball period. Now, when Jimmy was signed, I know that was a lot of people's concerns, okay? A lot of people's concerns was, although, you know, Jimmy could be accurate in those short and intermediate routes, he does not have the arm strength or he does not have the arm talent to be able to consistently get the ball down the field. And the fact we're already seeing that in training camp, right, it's starting to be kind of alarming. Now, I want to show you guys something real brief, okay? I want to show y'all something from somebody that was there, okay? Somebody that is there at training camp and is giving us a real clear perspective. Now, this right here is Deshaun Reed, right? He works with Vic Tafer. I believe they work at The Athletic, but they're there covering the Raiders, right? Now, I put stock into when they're seeing players perform and they're giving us a play-by-play analysis, right? And I don't really look at these beat reporters to form an opinion. I look at them to see what they are seeing on the field, and when they're giving us the information of the play-by-play, it's up to us, right, to really interpret what's going on. So when you're looking at what he's saying right here, Jimmy Garoppolo just threw what I believe is his first interception of training camp. He was looking toward Davante Adams, but he was double teamed. He moved on to Hunter Renfrow on a downfield pass, but Isaiah Palomar nabbed it. Deep ball issues continue, right? Now, when we're talking about that, when we're talking about this right here, now you like the fact that Jimmy was able to identify the double team on Davante Adams, right? And didn't just blindly throw the shit up there and hopefully Davante Adams make a play. So you like the fact that he's able to get off his first read, go to the second read, right? So we got to really break down what we're seeing. Although we can't see the play visually, right? We can kind of visualize it in our minds, right? So you like the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo is coming off of his first read, not just looking at his first read. Although you have the best receiver in the game, you don't just throw it up to him on a double team. Be smart, right? And look who you have. So you like the fact that he went to Hunter Renfrow, but like I was just alluding to earlier, when you see that he does not maybe have the arm strength, although he made the correct decision, he doesn't have the arm strength to be able to complete the play fully. Okay, and when I say complete the play fully, he looked Hunter's way for a deep ball, but like we've been saying, whether it be the arm strength, whether it be he's not strong in his lower body yet to really pivot and get into those deep balls. You know, at the end of the day, pause. But at the end of the day, we are definitely right sitting there having to say that, you know, this is something that is very alarming as for right now. Okay, this is something that we really have to take into account because we've seen Raider offenses in the past, and when Raider offenses have not been able to strike downfield, right, it limits what you can do as an offense as a whole, right? If you can't really consistently get the ball downfield, then teams are just going to start coming up. Okay, teams are going to start coming up, playing those shorter to intermediate routes a little more aggressive. They're going to start breaking on the motherfuckers a little more aggressive, right? They're going to tell their D lineman to rush hard because at the end of the day, they know we got to get the ball out of our hands quickly. Okay, so now expect a lot of blitzes, expect a lot of, coverage disguises, okay, when it comes to that, because they're going to try to be more aggressive since we can't really, threaten them with the deep ball. Okay, so that's something to me that is concerning. But I do want to go on to this positive note. We're seeing defenders making plays. Okay, now, yes, the offense is having their struggles with certain aspects, but at the end of the day, I don't remember a training camp, right, where we're seeing this much solid news defensively. Okay, now over the past, we've had a couple players here and there we'd be excited about, like, okay, like, it is what it is. But you're really starting to see the progress of this defense, right? Every day we're stacking, we're putting bricks, onto the cement, whatever the hell I'm trying to say. But at the end of the day, right, we're seeing that the defense is stacking days together. Okay, the defense is stacking days together, and they're starting to show real progress. Like guys like Isaiah Palomau getting the interception, guys like Sam Webb coming away with the first training camp interception, right? We continuously are hearing good things about Jacorian Bennett, the rookie that they drafted this year out of Maryland, okay? And vice versa, like it's all stacking together, right? And this is something that I love to see. Like I said, I think that the secondary is going to be the most improved unit of the defense. I really do. I think that they have a nice mix of veteran, young, and at the same time, a nice mix of aggressive competitiveness, right? That we've been lacking in this room. So it's good to see that the Raiders defense and young defenders are making the plays, starting to get into the playbook, right? And starting to not just think, but at the same time, just play free, okay? And that's something that I think is going to really show today once the pads come on, okay? So today, once the pads come on, I'm looking to see a whole new brand of news, okay? And what I mean by that is I'm looking to see a whole new brand of what the beat writers are saying, what certain other people are saying that are at the training camp practices, because now a certain physicality has been added to the practices. All right, now we get to see guys, like Dylan Parham, what's the added strength, okay? Now you get to see who's really going to command that right guard spot, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, because that's what we're trying to find, okay? We're trying to find a guy who can command the right guard position. And at the end of the day, man, I think that, we're going to really get into who's going to be winning that position, today and forward. Who else am I looking at? I'm looking at the linebackers, okay? And, of course, we got to look at the running backs. We've got to see what Zamir White, Britton Brown, some of these guys can do, because now that the pads are on, it's time for that real running back shit, right? It's time to really see, Zamir put his head down, get a couple yards. Let's see how strong he's gotten. Let's see how much quicker he's gotten. And let's see if he would be able to take the load if Josh Jacobs is not there, right? If Josh Jacobs is not there, then we're going to be relying on Zamir White very, very heavily. So at the end of the day, man, it's going to be good to see what he can do once those trenches really start getting active. Okay, once the trenches start getting active, we're going to start seeing a whole new brand of football. Also, I mean, I'm excited to see you at the same time the cornerback receiver battle, okay? Because, I mean, we saw the 7-on-7s, but at the end of the day, now we can really get into who's going to be playing that press man coverage that Patrick Graham loves to play, who's going to be able to do it consistently, who's going to win the slot position, which I still think is going to be Nate Hobbs, okay? And from the news, we've been hearing about Jacorian Bennett, which I will make a video on later on today. So keep in mind, stay tuned for that. After practice is done today, expect another video from your boy. And also, we're going to do a deep dive on Jacorian Bennett on how good he has been. But at the end of the day, if he continues his ascension, now, right, like I've been saying throughout the whole offseason, now we got the luxury to put Nate Hobbs back into the slot, which I feel like he's more natural, right? I feel like he's more natural at slot. He can really use his natural aggressiveness to really get in there and dog motherfuckers out. So I want him at the slot. You got Marcus Peters that can command the outside role. And like we've been saying all offseason, we need somebody to command the other outside corner. And that could be Jacorian Bennett. And if that's the case, that allows the Raiders secondary to have more depth, more veteran leadership on the back end, right? On the back end of not just the starters, but we're going to be relying on multiple corners throughout this season here. So you got to have a lot of depth, a lot of smart players. Even if they're not starters, they can come in and give you good minutes, right? So I'm really excited about that. Last but not least, I'm excited to see what the linebackers do once the pads come on. Okay, we've heard all this talk about Divine Diablo. You know, some people are high on Robert Spillane, and I've heard some things about Luke Masterson, also Drake Thomas, somebody who was an unrestricted free agent, not unrestricted free agent, but an undrafted free agent, right, that we got. And at the same time, I want to see what these linebackers can do, because I am a believer that this unit right here might be the weakest on the defense. But I would love to be proved wrong, right? I would love to be proved wrong about this linebacker unit, and they actually become somebody that we can rely on, you know, game in and game out. But already, you know, my fear, Divine Diablo was already out yesterday with an undisclosed injury. So that's something that, you know, you got to be wary of, that I was, you know, real scared of. As I said, I like Divine Diablo, but his injury history is what concerns me. So we'll see if he can get back on the field. But when he does, I want to see how he holds up in coverage, want to see how much better he's gotten in the run game as a true linebacker, right? And let's see what Robert Spillane and all these other guys can do, and how Patrick Graham plans to use the versatile players on his defense, man. So like I said, I'm going to be making another video. I had to handle some business over the weekend, but at the end of the day, man, your boy's back. I'm back giving y'all that Raider news, man, that y'all so desperately crave. And where else would you rather be than here with me getting that real Raider talk, man? And comment down below, what are y'all excited about today, man? First day of pads. Who are y'all looking at heavily? You know, and at the same time, is there anything else in training camp that has concerned you? Y'all let me know down below, man. We can holler about it. Remember, stay tuned. On Thursdays, man, I'm going live every Thursday, every week. This week, I got somebody very special lined up. Can't reveal it to y'all yet, man. Got to keep that surprise factor. But at the end of the day, man, pull up on Thursday, man. We're going, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific time, man. And pull up with your boy, smoke some, drink some, you feel what I'm saying? And we're going to talk that good Raider talk. So at the end of the day, man, make sure y'all hitting the like and subscribe button, right? And remember, I always keep it authentic. From the clouds to the ground, right on the Raider Rundown. How the hell I get out of here?